Welcome to our hometown publisher interviews. Today we are going to be interviewing Charles O'Neill, the publisher of the Harbor Light News in Harbor Springs, Michigan. Welcome to the show, Charles. How you doing?
Thank you, Matt. I'm doing well.
Awesome, man. Well, we got you on today to talk a little bit about the promotion that you had for subscriptions. And I heard about this through the grapevine. You had a very successful subscription drive in the last month, and we're seeing how May plays out. But I wanted to just kind of hear it from you. What was the thinking behind this, and what was your strategy for promoting it?
Sure. Back toward the end of March, when almost all of our advertising businesses were forced to close, I realized that advertising revenue could certainly drop off a cliff for us. If not that, then certainly their ability to pay. So I knew cash flow was going to be a challenge. A number of years ago, maybe, 5-10 years ago, we decided to do something similar to this and had great success. So what we did was we did first a mailing right at the end of March to all subscribers who had a renewal coming due between April and August of this year. And in that mailing, we just put in essentially this offer was if you could, if you would like to renew your subscription, even if it's not due right now, we will tack on, instead of just 12 months, 14 months for a 1-year subscription, and 28 months for a 2-year renewal, and 1 month for a 6-month renewal. So that mailing went out to all our current subscribers. And then we also had a full page ad that ran every week in the month of April that had the opportunity for people to clip out a coupon and either sign up or renew early.
Very good.
And then my social media consultant started, hitting it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Nothing too formal. She would periodically just flash a picture of Harbor Springs and remember we have this subscription special going. And I could tell probably she started doing that before the print edition got out and before the letter would have gotten to people. But I started to get a return on the social media right away.
Nice.
With subscription orders. So that was good. And then over the course of the month, we just had a tremendous response. People coming out of the woodwork.
Yep.
Some people,
amazing.
We have we're a very seasonal community, so we have a lot of summer residents that take the paper in their winter addresses and things like that. And they were calling and asking and making sure we were doing all right and all these things.
Oh, that's great.
We even had a number. We're very fortunate that many of our readers, subscribers are fairly wealthy because they have multiple homes. And we had one guy that, wrote a check to us to renew for 2 years and, was significantly more than what we were asking for. And he said, don't extend it those extra months. I don't want them, because he wanted just us to keep the extra revenue. Right.
Absolutely. Wow. I love it. You really do see the best of people in times like this. That is.
You sure do. Really, it's very humbling. I got it. Encouraging and humbling.
I bet. Yeah. You do this work, you're putting in, it's a grind sometimes. And then, it's not always, you don't always necessarily feel the appreciation, but when people, it's especially times like this, the news is just so important. And so, people I'm sure have always appreciated what you're doing, but it's just, they don't realize what the situation is. So, that's the first thing I'd like to take away from that I've taken away from a lot of these meetings is that you're never going to get if you don't ask, so
exactly right.
You gotta just ask, put it out there. And so this is what we have. So again, to just boil this down on some concrete steps that other publishers could take, you have this is basically the the mailing that you sent out, right, in March?
To a certain extent, yeah. We use Interlink for our renewals, so you kind of have to. Their ability to have an extensive letter is not good, but it was good enough, and it certainly worked.
Right. Yeah. Right. We can see that, and so and you did mention something about if you so in here it says regardless of when your subscription expires. So it sounds like you changed that up a little bit down the road. Initially, it was just for people that are about.
Well, no, the mailing that I did only went because I just wanted to try this.
Right.
Only went to people who were renewing or had a renewals between April and August. But anybody could renew. Anyone, anytime. I had people renewing who had just renewed for 2 years a month earlier. So now their subscription's good through 2024. Right.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I just love the way you've put this together. And I've seen so many creative ways of generating revenue or just, getting people to pay, in advance. And so you haven't really given it a percentage discount, but you just gave them more for the same price, which I thought was really clever because now, what we can do at any time, you can just, remove this option and it could just go back to 12 months. I mean, is that basically your plan? At some point you'll
we did, what we did was we said only through April. As long as we got the renewal in April, that's good. So we didn't change our prices on the website at all. We just manually entered in an extra 2 months or 4 months.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know. So when you get an order on the website, you just log in and go into MemberPress and just extend the expiration date. Okay.
Yep. On the transaction. Yep.
Right. Okay. Good to know. That's the kind of details that we want. Okay. I just love this approach. The other thing that I wanted to point out, you are offering gift subscriptions. Has there been any lift there?
Not really. No, not really.
Okay, gotcha. So people the gift subscriptions to me, I think, are like a good thing for the current subscribers if they still want to, do something. But you've provided this other option, so it doesn't really make much difference. Either they subscribe for themselves for an additional 2 years, or they give away a subscription.
Yeah, we had a few people do that. A few people did that.
Okay. Right.
Gotcha. I would say in terms of response, I would say it was almost one third between website, coupon clipping, and returning our mailing.
Right. Okay.
We had a total, Matt, of just under 550 new or early renewal orders in the 1 month.
Wow.
For us, that is a lot.
That is huge. Yeah. 550. My God. Yeah. So I looked at the numbers, and without putting out any actual numbers here, I'm just going to talk proportions. I figured that over the average month in 2019, the month of April, we saw 10 times as much revenue coming in over the average month in 2019, also compared to January 2020. But I think things started to ramp up in February there, and we saw some higher numbers. But that's the figure. So wow, that kind of says it all. Now
you have to remember, as a publisher, you have to remember what you're doing here is you're just pulling revenue forward for a lot of this.
That's right.
So I'm not going to get subscription revenue from some subscribers until 2024.
Right.
Again.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah.
But given the situation that we're in, you need cash now to survive.
Right. That's the thing. Yeah. And that's what everyone is focused on. I mean, even just like the basic health crisis, it's about like flattening the curve. You're kind of looking at it the reverse way. We need to.
Yeah.
There's a little ditch right now. We need to fill that in from the future. So, I think it's always great to encourage subscribers as a way, to borrow from the future. Another thing that we have seen people doing, and I was wondering if you've considered it at all, is just having simple donation form where they can just give, without having to do with the subscription.
I have thought about that. And I know that there would be some. I did have one reader just call me and give me money out of the blue.
Right.
But
it's for them. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have a very philanthropic readership anyway, but I wasn't ready to do that just yet. Sure.
Yep. No problem.
Especially since
things,
we got essentially what they were doing was donating by or subscribing before they were due.
Exactly. That's right. I don't think it would have been wise to do them at the same time. I think you're looking at it right. So now, 2 weeks ago, basically this promotion has ended. So at this point, you're no longer extending this, right? Because it was just for the month.
Well,
of
I mean, if someone calls and says I didn't see it until now, of course I'm going to give it to them.
You'll still do it.
It's not actively being promoted.
Right. I gotcha. Okay, understood. Right. So if you need any help with that, we would be happy to set that up. But it's just the promote or donations form. But I just think you've done it the right way. So have you thought at all about maybe we did it through April, depending on how things go, maybe running that promotion again, or you just gonna?
I guess it would. 550. We have a total of about 1,500, so that's more than a third of our subscribers have took advantage of.
Right.
Well, there was also some new ones in there too. There's about 100 something new subscribers as well.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I guess it would have to. We'd probably revisit it again if we needed to in the fall.
Right. Right.
Certainly not right away.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So, all right. I mean, that pretty much covers this topic. I would say, unless there's anything else you want to add, any other tips that you have. Basically, I would take away from this, you got to promote yourself on every platform. You got to write a letter, that really just states the case. Keep that right at the top of your homepage, which you did by just giving it its own category and gave it free access, it looks like. So this is not going to get pushed off the front page until, after the month of April. So this looks good. And then, like I said, promoting it on all platforms, the ad in the print edition, using Interlink. That's a good tip. A lot of our customers use Interlink. So you were able to just go in there and filter by the expiration date and send an email just to those people, right?
It was an actual physical letter.
It was a physical letter. I'm sorry, right.
It was like their bill. It was like a bill for their subscription. Right. Exactly the same thing, except just saying this is an early renewal request.
Right. Okay, very cool. All right, that's a good tip that we'll make note of. Okay, yeah, I had some other just basic questions. I just kind of wanted to also check in on how things are going, like with the website in general. But before we go on to that, anything else you want to point out with this whole subscription program?
Other than, it just shows the value of having paid print subscribers. It's one other source of revenue. And, obviously if we didn't have this, we'd be in a world of hurt. So I'm very grateful to have this engaged leadership. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't, as you know, I only give away one or two, well, not now because of COVID, but I only give away one or two stories online. So I'm not one of the believers in giving away the free and hoping to get advertising through that. So I don't know if that impacts whether they, I think it does impact whether they pay me or not, but
Right. Yeah, for sure. We're seeing all kinds of models these days, but I think you're ahead of the curve because when you came to us, like from the beginning, that was your belief. And it's been our belief for a long time that really subscriptions are the way forward. That's going to become the majority of the revenue. It used to be the majority was advertising back in the heyday, and it's just been a gradual tilt in the other direction for years. And I think it's just accelerated by this. So reaching out to the print audience and just reminding them what's available online. If they're not actively checking it, they probably are looking at it a lot more now. So it's a good timing, because they're probably checking the website more, and then they get this offer in the mail, and it's like,
and we and I encourage subscribers to have a strong subscriber base, to not be afraid to raise prices for subscribers. We raised our prices. We've raised our prices once, I think, every couple of years now, and we just raised them and consolidated them. We used to have different prices for in county and out of county. Now we consolidated all into one price because we were finding people were ordering on the website and they were picking the lowest price. They didn't care whether it was in county or out. So
I gotcha. Okay.
So those are just a couple of things. That's one big thing I did that might be passed along to publishers about their website pricing, because I was finding people that were living in Florida were picking the in-county price.
Right. I see. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really smart. So regardless of county, and so basically print and digital. So if they wanted to get print alone, they would call you, right?
Well, no, they could just get print and just not, if I don't know why they would sign up on the website if they didn't care about the online.
Right.
But,
right. That's true.
We do. And our older readers, Matt, the older readers, they'll call. They always call, and they don't use the website as much. So. Right.
Okay, gotcha. And $52 for a year. Yeah, that's good pricing. So the combo is just a little bit more than that. Okay. And how does this compare to the print price is, if they were to call and just not order it on the website at all for the print edition, what would that cost? That's
same price.
Okay, that's
$70.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good. So 70. All right. Nice. Yeah, I think this is great. I think you could even go higher. I think you could match these. Honestly, I think you could charge 70 for the online, and then it's just like no difference at all. But
I'm pretty sure we're going to go there. We wanted to just kind of stabilize here in this situation for a little bit, but I agree with you. I'm going to.
Definitely. Yep. No, you know best for sure. I'm just tossing out ideas.
And I honestly don't believe, or I haven't gotten a sense from the subscribers that they make a decision about, well, I'm going to choose the online only because it's, $18 cheaper or whatever.
Right.
I think it's just a genuine preference for reading it online.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about, $1 a week here. I mean, for, like you said, most of these people, it's not really even a question. So I think for a lot of papers, it's no question the prices should be higher. The only question is how much money are you leaving on the table? Because there's certain people that are going to subscribe for pretty much any reasonable price, Yeah, I agree. Like they need the information. I mean, they're figureheads in the community. They need to know what's going on. So, that's all good feedback. So, just on the website itself, I mean, how do you feel that, I guess this is just kind of like a little bit of a testimonial portion, if you don't mind. I mean, or just like, feedback for Terry and I. I mean, how would you feel overall things are going with our hometown since, you've come back in the past few years?
I think it's been good, and there's been glitches, but you guys have been very supportive and answered, just odd things that pop up in this world of online stuff that our readers discover or can't access. So the support has been great. I think the page turning edition and the my ability to just send the issue to you and have you guys take care of it is a huge help to us.
Okay, good.
And I get readers telling me that they really like the page turning edition. So.
Okay, great. Yeah, and just again for this video, if it's okay with you, I use some of these things on social media, and I just use it to kind of promote the business. So, could you just back up a second and just explain how does it work? Not for me, but for the listeners. how does it work each week with the print edition to update the website from your perspective?
Right. So once we finish all of the layout through InDesign, Adobe InDesign program for that week, all the pages are converted to Adobe PDF files and sent first to our printer, and then they're combined into a single issue. They're sent individually as pages to our printer. Then we combine them into one issue, and we send that issue to you guys, and you guys convert it to both the website articles and the electronic e-edition.
Right. Okay, great. So here's the PDF that would be sent. So we do display the original print version here. And because you are on full service, this e-edition is interactive. I don't know, do you get much feedback on this? The fact that you can click on stories and you can
they appreciate it. There's always the occasional reader who wants to know how to send an article to a friend and that kind of stuff. But
right. Yeah. So for that, I guess the best way would be to just tell them to go to the HTML article. They can send the pages, but they wouldn't be able to send this part.
That's what I generally tell them.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So then, just to go back to the home page. So we're converting the PDF into these individual text articles, all in HTML. All the images.
All the print ads are pulled out.
The print ads, yes. Let's talk about that. The print ads, we rotate those on the home page to the right column here. So that gives them all equal exposure. Let's see, how are these set up? So we set that one up. Let's see.
That one's different. The top two are those top two are banner ads, or whatever you call them.
Right.
On their own. But then you see the print ads down there. Yep, they're the print ads.
These are the print ads. Yep. Okay, and so all these are still interactive. The nice thing is, do the advertisers like the fact that we're kind of, giving them this profile page that if they don't have a website, it looks like this guy doesn't have a website. Do they like that part of it, or do you promote that much?
You have to be a certain level of technical expertise as an advertiser to appreciate it.
Right.
And if and a lot of the more technical savvy advertisers have very robust websites of their own, like the realtors and some of that. So all they really want is traffic driven to their website.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so one thing that you may not know, we came out with a feature recently where we can set the site. I believe it's just a site-wide setting, Terry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we can set it so that when they click on these print ads, if there is a URL in it, it doesn't go to this page. It'll just go right to their website. Okay. If you think that they would, right, Terry?
No, it doesn't work like that. The link is clickable. If you click on the Boyne Realty again.
Right. Then this is clickable. But no, I know there's a feature where we can send people directly to the website from a display ad. We'll look into it. But if that is an option, would you like that turned on, Charles, or do you want them to? Okay, we'll double check on it. I'm almost certain I've seen that active on a couple other sites. So, then you could just tell them, your ad, we're going right to your website now. There's no step in between. Okay, so we'll check that out and get back to you. Okay, so that's the whole extraction process. I really appreciate what you said about our responsiveness, by the way. I mean, in the last 2 years since I took over, we finished this whole migration from Drupal. And, whenever you have a new system, there's always going to be issues. But, I really feel like we've come a long way. And I will say, like last summer, there was some stresses on the server, and we did have some performance issues. I'm sure you remember. But at this point, we're so solid. Like, we are so far beyond that. We've got these great engineers that are just, optimizing the performance. So I mean, do you feel like you've seen an improvement there, or have you seen any issues lately with the site being slow in the last few months?
Not that I can say. I had one weird thing, but I don't know what it was. It might have been my own computer, but yeah. But by and large, you guys have been very stable. The only, mostly I get questions from readers who want to do certain things on the website that I don't know how to do, and so I'll just ask you guys.
Right, right. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So basically, you just send an email to ops, and most of the time probably hear back from Terry, but you'll hear back from different people depending on what the question is, right?
Okay. Right.
And that's working for you, just like handling it all via email, or do you feel like you need more time talking to people? That's okay.
No, I think right now, if I can handle, most of the basic questions like when's my subscription, when's my subscription due, and blah blah blah.
Right.
I can figure all that out on the website that I need to. It's just every once in a while there's just something that they can't do or want to do, or like the other day. I had a subscriber say he was annoyed because he got 2 emails that his subscription had expired and he'd already renewed, and he had renewed, but apparently what I'd done is he had a 1 year and then he renewed under this for 2 years. So that created a new subscription or a new membership. So his old 1 year membership was sending him emails and he was getting annoyed.
Yeah. I gotcha. Right. So that is, sometimes people have issues with that because they did not, they did not do this, right? They didn't log in before purchasing a subscription. Because
I think what he did was he called our office, subscribed for 2 years. I went in and put it in as a 2 year subscription, but I didn't change his 1 year. I didn't know I had to.
Okay. Right. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, as far as the website's concerned, it's pretty much the same thing. There was just 2 accounts set up, but he didn't do it manually. It was through the call. I gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. This message, hopefully it's helpful. We try to put it on those subscribe pages. I think most people get that. Sometimes it is a little bit more helpful to just have a login link right in this sentence. Just so it's like, please log in here, So we could add that if you want. I don't know how helpful it'll be, but it's just an idea I've seen it other places.
I think it's helpful because I occasionally get the reader who says, I can't find where to log in. And I don't know why. It's because he's looking on his iPad or his phone or whatever.
Right. Okay, got it. So let me just add a note here. Add a login link to subscribe page, and adds linking. Okay. So what else here? Okay. So I wanted to actually just go back, to just general features of the site. Is there anything that you are trying to do? Any I don't know, feature that you want to offer to readers, or anything at all that is not available as far as that you'd like us to kind of add to our development schedule?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I know you guys ask that periodically in your email.
Yes.
There's lots of other websites that I've seen, newspapers that do a lot of advanced stuff, and and we're a small staff, so it's just that extra work is probably not going to be there for like videos and things like that. But
right. I hear you.
I think I wish I probably should have put my social media person on the call with us too, because she monitors a lot of obviously all our social media sites, so she might have had some ideas. But I'll ask her. Yeah,
no problem. So that's cool. So this person is dedicated to social media. I mean, I see their stuff all the time. They're posting tons of pictures on Instagram and really beautiful pictures of your village there. I love this stuff. It reminds me of where I grew up. This is beautiful. So you have a full-time person, or is she just like part-time?
Well, she's a contract. She's a contract. Independent contractor. She does. Okay. She's also a news and feature writer for me, but she also has a business where she does social media for people, and she loves the newspaper and gives me a good deal for how much time she spends on our social media. So I'm very grateful for her.
No, that's great. Yeah, I think it's if you can have someone doing that, It's really smart, just to use these social networks for their marketing ability. We're not posting stories here. We're just
Nope.
posting links. It's just links.
Yep.
And it's all about driving traffic to the site. And so I really like this. And the more active you are, the more people are going to pay attention. And, you got a nice following here. So we can use this following to market, the special requests and the promotions and stuff like that. So you're doing everything the right way.
This last month, this subscription thing was the first time we've really hit it. I mean, I've really seen a response from social media. So
right.
I'm always very critical of social media because it's a lot of free on there. And so I said to her, well, you just convinced me.
Right. That's awesome. I think I really think the tide is swinging in the other direction. I think people are starting to see through, just with all the fake news, that whole debacle and the fact that, with a newspaper, there's just so much more credibility there, because it's a local institution. First of all, it's a local business. It's not someone blogging out of their basement that can just kind of give up whenever they want because it doesn't cost them anything. This is, you've got a lot invested in here, and you're putting out things in print, physical content, but also just on every platform. So I think this is a really good opportunity for the newspapers for the public perception to kind of wake up for the value here. And we're seeing it.
You want to keep people engaged,
right?
And that's kind of what we also use the website and the social media for, because as a print edition we're out once a week, but in social media we're out there like all the time.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So does she kind of just, when we publish all the stories at once, does she then over the course of the week just schedule those stories out to go out slowly? So you put out like a story a day
I think
something?
she does it pick and choose. She only does the ones that have free access because it's too frustrating to people to go to one that's locked.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
And in addition to the articles, she'll put in, we'll send her photos just from day-to-day stuff that happens here in town. People who aren't here just love to see pictures of their town.
Oh, definitely. I would love this. Yeah, we don't have a paper in my little town, or really anything anywhere near it. The closest thing is probably Rochester or something. So, I absolutely love this. By the way, who is the drone photographer? I've seen so many cool shots like this.
It's not ours, but she has access to a couple of them. Well, we do have one guy who actually flies his plane and takes pictures from his plane.
That's what this is. Okay.
Yeah, he's a private pilot, and he's also a county commissioner, so I talk to him all the time, and he's retired, and he just likes had stuff to do.
That's awesome. Yeah,
we get so many comments on his pictures.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, very cool. What else I got here? That's pretty much all I had for you today, Charles. I really appreciate you taking the time to just chat and share your strategy with me. The one last thing I just like to ask in all these is, do you feel that, given everything that we do, would you feel like you would recommend us to another newspaper publisher?
I would, of course.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that. We're getting so much growth in Michigan. That's probably our second most popular state right now.
Really?
With you and Wes up there by the bridge. We've got a group, the Sunrise Media Group, Ogama Herald, and that group. Are you familiar with them? They're coming on board this month. So, Michigan is where it's at. I'm going to have to make a business trip up there and visit you guys all at once sometime in the summer when flights are back.
Not in the winter. You won't. It's a little harsh in the winter.
I've heard. Yeah, I've definitely heard, and I can imagine being from upstate New York. But gosh, you guys got the lake effect, and you're even further north. So, I can imagine. But the summer is just like it looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that the
It's
lakes
great.
region. Awesome, man.
It's
Well,
great.
we will make that happen. We'll definitely make that happen. Maybe not this summer, but whenever things get back to normal, I'll make that a priority to come see you guys, and we can do this kind of thing in person. Okay.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right. We'll let you go, Charles. Again, I appreciate the time, and let's keep in touch, man. We're gonna follow up on a few of these things that we talked about, like the ads linking. I want to look into that more, so I'll shoot you a follow up after this, and let me know if there's anything else. If you come up with any ideas through your conversations with the social person, we'd love to hear it. Okay.
Will do. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. You too.
Bye.